there wasn't really one moment that I can remember my parents sitting me down and saying, you were born through surrogacy, and just all at once just telling me everything, I guess. I just grew up kind of knowing that I was born through surrogacy. I mean, I've been told stories that one time I asked, when I was very little, like, 3-ish? Yeah. That I asked my parents, so whose tummy did I come out of? I just assumed that I came from one of them. And then they said, well, men can't have children by themselves, and they told me whatever I asked, and age appropriate to whatever I asked, whenever I asked it. They never really, I just grew up knowing that I was born through surrogacy, and I knew how people were born not through surrogacy and through surrogacy, and I just grew up, I think, a little bit informed a little earlier than most people, but I wouldn't really know.
Yeah, I mean, well, I am the younger one in the family, so my sister got to all the questions before me, and then I just sort of tagged along for the family conferences. But so when she was in 5th grade and I was in 3rd grade, she was learning about genetics. So one day at dinner, she goes to my dad's and she goes, Papa, since I have blue eyes and you have blue eyes, does that mean I'm yours? And it was sort of just out of the blue, and I mean, so that sort of spurred the whole conversation about whose dad is who and where did I come from, or where did we come from. So, I mean, that's really how I learned about it, as a tag along to my sister's sort of questions. So, yeah.
I think I was probably around 5 when I started asking questions. I don't think it was earlier. I don't exactly remember. But I think it was more me asking questions rather than someone sitting down and actually telling me.
So leave relevant to kind of the question about blue eyes and blue eyes, like those of you who know which one was the sperm donor of your dad's, like, does it matter between the two dads? Does it matter okay.
No, it does not. It doesn't matter. They're both my dads. They're both equally my dads. It doesn't really matter who I'm related to because I love both of them equally. I mean, they're both my parents. It's not really any different.
Just be honest with your kids. Don't answer their questions to create any fear or doubt or anything like that. Just answer what they ask and answer it honestly, but don't get into the tiny little details that would bore them or anything like that.
Yeah.
So just honest, and also be very open and allow for a lot of communication. I think that's a good thing to establish a relationship with your child, so you know that they would they feel comfortable confiding anything with you, and that they feel comfortable. Talking to you about whatever they need, so that they don't have to hide anything. That's important.
Yeah, I mean, answer what they want, when they want, and if they only ask you one question, only answer that one question. Don't go into the whole story because maybe they might not be ready for it yet. Let them judge when they're ready. But other than that, just be open and honest and willing to answer their questions.
Yeah, I think what you guys have said is really great. I'd say be prepared for some difficult questions. I don't remember if it was me or if it was my brother, but I know I've heard my dad tell this story, that one of us at one point, probably when we were early teenagers, asked if we were a bastard. And in my dad's mind, he asked whoever it was who was asking is what that usually means that the mom and the dad is married. Is that what you mean? And they're like, no, I mean, were you and dad married? And he was like, yeah, we were. So they're like, okay. So there are going to be some difficult questions, and probably some difficult questions will come up with your children. But again, just be honest with them. Answer what they ask. If it's confusing and you're worried about how your answer is going to be, ask them what they mean by the question. So just be prepared, and I think if you're honest with them, everything will be great.
No.
No, not really. I mean, I do have a mother figure in my dad's second cousin. She's actually here in the audience right now. But but I wouldn't say I regret being raised by two dads at all. If anything, it's enriched my childhood. So.
You could not have said it better.
So actually, let's just stick right there. So tell me how it's enriched it, any of you, like all of you.
Well, for me, I think having a not normal family has made me more open and more accepting of other people. Just being informed of different possibilities for families, and just having a more, in my opinion, accepting definition of family has made my childhood great. I mean, I wouldn't know what it's like to have a mom, so I can't say I prefer it, but I definitely don't have any regrets, or I don't feel any resentments that I have two dads. I do have female figures in my life, but they're not my parents, and I don't think that's bad. And I think having two dads is pretty great. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely made me much more accepting than maybe if I was raised by different people. But it's also, I mean, it's also like sometimes people, like, it's made me more open to confronting things. Like, I won't dance around the fact that I have two dads. I just say it up front, and if they don't like it, then it's a judge on their character, not on mine. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any resentments or regrets about not having a mom either. I think it's been good for me. I think whether I had a mom and a dad or two dads, I would have come out as gay, and I think it has made me more accepting of myself, as well as more accepting of other people. I definitely wouldn't say having a mom would have made that a bad thing, but I wouldn't ever say that I regretted having two dads.
I think that feminism is great. I think that the fact that there's inequality between the two, like between men and women, is, I don't think that's a good thing. I think it's wrong that someone should be thought of as inferior in any way just because of who they were, not as a choice. I think that some people have misconceptions about feminists because there's some negative implications when you say, oh, I'm a feminist, but I think those people are misinformed about what feminism really is. It's not about saying women are better than men, it's about saying we're equal. So I think equality is a great thing, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I have a sister, so it's like the two of us, our dads are pretty pro-equality because of that. So I was raised like in an environment that said that women should be equal to men, regardless of their gender. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that being raised by men has changed my outlook on the fact that women should be equal to men, because they should, I mean.
I would say, personally, growing up in a family with all men, including my brother, I haven't really had as much exposure to the idea of feminism. I do agree that women should be equal to men in every respect, but it hasn't played as big a role in my life. Maybe I don't know how it would play a role in other people's lives. So it's just the way I've grown up.
For me, both my parents were very much in my life. One of them worked from home, so I guess I was with that parent more when I was growing up, but my other dad was very much there every night when he came home from work and in the mornings, and he definitely was. They both were part of my social life, driving me to friends' houses and organizing parties and things like that, whatever. So I don't think that one of them was more dominant, but I definitely think that their career choices had a different amount of just actual interaction every day, but didn't really change much.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the same. It's not like there's one that was like the stay-at-home dad or the I'll go out and work dad. It was sort of like they're both the dad. It's like they're both my dads. It's one of my dads actually works at my school. So he I mean, I see him in the halls and see him at lunch and I see him in class. So I see him most of the day, but then I come home and my other dad will come home and he'll be there and I'll make dinner with him, and he often spends the mornings and the nights we have family dinners as often as we can, but in the morning it's mainly him, and then during the day it's my other dad. That's cool.
I would say both my dads have been very present in my life in different ways throughout it. One of my dads was a nurse and one of them was a lawyer. The one who was a nurse when I was little was more at home with us than the one who's a lawyer. But they were both very present in our life. I think as I've grown up, and their jobs started to switch, because instead my lawyer dad started running the surrogacy company, and then the other dad joined him instead of being a nurse. I think instead of how they were when I was younger, it's been more like one of them's there more for activities and to relate and bond through that sort of direction. One of them's been there a little more emotionally. So they've both been very present and very important in my life, in very different ways.
If you want children, go for it. They will be thankful that they exist, obviously, because without surrogacy or anything like that, they wouldn't exist, and I'm personally thankful that I'm alive, and I thank my parents for going through the surrogacy process to bring me into this world, and yeah.
Yeah, don't be afraid to have children. Chances are they'll love you just as much as they would love straight parents, and they're not going to turn out any different just because they have two dads. Go for it. Don't be afraid.
I would say a family is about love and caring. Say if you've got two people who love each other and they want to have kids, they should have kids. Shouldn't matter what the gender is. I think a lot of people know that with straight couples, you could have a baby accidentally, and maybe there won't be love there, and maybe they're not married. But when you are two men or two women or something, you have to actually make that choice. So there's already love there. So if you want to have a child, you've already got it.